Welcome to the Medical Stories podcast, where we speak with leading experts, advocates, and those living with challenging conditions who share their real-life medical stories, hopes and optimism, and harrowing accounts of trials through adversity. The Medical Stories podcast is produced by Inventi Media Group, the team behind the multi-Emmy award-winning documentary series Medical Stories, airing nationwide on public television and available for online audiences at medicalstories.tv. The following audio story has been extracted from our television series episode titled Chronic Lymphocytic Leukemia, Tim's Story, and has been reformatted for your optimal listening experience. In this episode, we will hear from Tim, his wife Maureen, and Dr. Tanya Siddiqi, Medical Director of Lymphoma at City of Hope Orange County and Director of the CLL Program at City of Hope, Department of Hematology. We hope you enjoy the story.
We live in Tehachapi, California, in the mountains above the desert of Mojave and Bakersfield. And we get to enjoy sun most of the time, but we also get snow and cool temperatures. We have one daughter who is now an elementary school principal in Los Angeles. And we have one little dog. Her name is Dottie, and she's a silky terrier.
Maureen is the love of my life. She's a multi-talented person, and she's the sweetest person you'd ever want to meet.
How would I describe Tim? I would describe him as funny, persistent, and courageous.
My name is Tim, and I have chronic lymphocytic leukemia, or CLL.
Chronic lymphocytic leukemia, or CLL, is a low-grade, slow-growing type of lymphoma, one of the many non-Hodgkin lymphomas that can afflict humans. And because it's a slow-growing, low-grade kind of a lymphoma, it's considered to be a chronic cancer, which is not really curable, but which people can live with for a long, long time. And they have to go through many different treatments to keep it under control, essentially.
I like doing weirdo animation, special effects kind of stuff, and that kind of got me into the industry doing the same sort of thing. And I came up through the ranks. I worked doing commercials and then some stuff for TV shows for a number of years, and finally into features. And then they started sending work overseas, and that work kind of dried up. So I was working at a lot of small visual effects studios around Los Angeles until I was working for a larger one called DreamQuest that got bought by Disney. And that opened up another world where I had access to bigger projects and more fun projects. I was working installing shows on a new Disney cruise ship called the Dream back in 2010. And we were staying in Germany where they were building the ship. And one morning at breakfast, I got physically ill. But I never really got better for the rest of that trip. I was still less than full 100% for the rest of the job. We came back to Los Angeles and we went to various doctors, and they would give me antibiotics and whatnot, and I would get better, but then I would get worse.
Most patients, when they are diagnosed, will actually have no symptoms. It just shows up on a blood test that the white count is elevated, and majority of that white count in the blood is turns out to be lymphocytes, which are the types of white cells that have developed this cancer. If there are symptoms, there are things like night sweats, weight loss that's unexplained, fevers, and severe fatigue can happen, enlarged lymph nodes, enlarged spleen. Those are the types of symptoms that patients can complain of, especially as the disease grows in bulk.
Finally, I started having some swollen lymph nodes, and that led to my doctor saying, "You need to see an oncologist." And they finally took a biopsy and said, "You've got CLL, son." I was scared, panicky as anybody would be with a cancer diagnosis. I said, "Doc, how long have I got?" He said, "You're going to live a normal lifespan." I said, "Oh, really?" It turned out to be only part of the truth.
The word cancer basically just instills such a fear in people, patients and families alike. There's a fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen in days to come, months to come, years to come. I think just cancer in general is very anxiety provoking, and then something you have to live with forever can be, just a lifelong stress.
CLL patients can live a long time, and they also can die quickly. It just depends on the flavor of the CLL you have. It turns out that the kind I've got is the second nastiest flavor of it. So it's been chasing me pretty much for the last 11 years.
I was terrified that I would be alone, that it would shorten the time that we had together by a significant amount.
When I was first diagnosed, first you cry, and then I looked at Maureen and I said, "Let's make this the best thing that ever happened to us." So we've been trying to do so ever since. And one of the things about having CLL is that it's a constant reminder that our days on this planet are numbered. And it's a true blessing to have that reminder. It helps us to live life more thoroughly.
We are a little bit remiss in the medical field ourselves as physicians. We're so busy taking care of the medical needs of the patients that we almost forget about the mental needs of the patients, which is, of course, in cancer care extremely, extremely important.
The first year wasn't so bad because the chemo that he was getting, which was the standard at that time, was working. And by November of that year, 2011, he was cancer-free.
Initially, I was really elated, satisfied, happy, because I would go in every week or every few weeks and get an infusion of drugs, and they made me better.
And so things were pretty normal.
Over the course of it, I've been on a lot of different treatments, and it changes. And the disease itself changes. It tends to mutate itself around whatever we're throwing at it. So symptoms change, drugs change, side effects change. It's been on and off, up and down for a long time. My faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. He supports us. He gives us the strength we need to get through. I have always heard and understood and have experienced the fact that clinical trials get you more intense and specialized care. Yes, it may be new and untried stuff, but yes, it might be also new and miraculous stuff.
As in Tim's story, he has had the benefit of many, many, many treatments over the years that has come out of clinical trials and research that we do.
I have to say that I've been through 10 treatments, 10 different regimens of drugs and other treatments. Of the 10, only 2 were available when I was first diagnosed.
We've come so far with changing tracks from chemo to non-chemo drugs now, and our armamentarium keeps growing. So we've come a long, long way. He's in a remission, he's doing well, but he knows and his wife knows that within a year or two, he's going to be dealing with it again.
Nowadays, I'm kind of slowing down a bit, but we'll see what happens with the new treatment.
Excuse me. It's hard to watch your loved one, what you perceive as dying a little bit more each day, and not be able to talk to anyone about it, because when you do, you are given the statement, oh, he just has CLL. It's not that big a deal. What's the problem? And they don't see it. And it's very frustrating and upsetting.
So I think for patients like Tim, there's a lot more to look forward to. If they can just hang on enough that every year we have new stuff coming out, we can hopefully at some point in life find them a cure.
Number one, enjoy each day to its fullest. Enjoy the time that you have. Enjoy God's creation. Enjoy your family. And spend as much time together doing those things that you love as possible.
Well, a lot of people tell new patients, oh, you've got CLL, that's the good cancer. And you just want to clobber those people. So I wouldn't say that to you. I would say you've got lots of hope. There's lots of new technologies coming online all the time. Get involved in a support group and find out about what your options are. You're going to live life and you're going to be okay.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Medical Stories podcast. Watch our show online at medicalstories.tv or listen wherever you get your podcasts.